hung up. I don't even have any weight on this thing. There's so much ice. Depressing. Everything is depressing lately. Let's go this way. There's a lot of ice out here. I didn't try this with a two-wheel drive tractor. Traction is minimal. What do I want to cut down? I'd marked a few trees, but I don't really want to cut something big. I shouldn't be cutting wood today. Not going to be able to move it anywhere. What do you guys want to do? Just get stuck? Hey, welcome back to Fab Fun. Today, I think I'm just going to cut a little bit of wood. I've been going through a lot more the last couple of weeks than I have in the past few months before that. I think I'll try to take a little bit of small stuff. I am having a lot of traction problems with the four-wheeler pulling a trailer. There's a lot of ice underneath the snow, so not real good for driving and pulling stuff around. I do want to mention this little Husqvarna 240 that I got at Tractor Supply for, I don't know, 170 bucks, maybe less, I don't remember. Has been a good little saw. I got it because I didn't want to lug around the bigger Husqvarna I've got, and it's got quite a few hours on it, and doesn't always run great. It's been a good saw too. I got it from my dad. But I like this little Husqvarna. It's been good to me. Except when it dies. It's just cold. over. Yay. Hey everybody, thanks for joining. Sometimes when it's nice outside, or at least nicer than it has been the last few days, I like to try to get outside. I hate burning daylight. At least I hate burning good weather. When there's a few things that I might be able to get done, clear up some land, maybe cut some wood, whatever it is, if the weather cooperates, I like to be out there and try to do it. And lately I've been kind of frustrated as I'm doing more and more research, trying to figure out what kind of tractor I would like to replace my somewhat broken tractor. Just kind of frustrated with the prices. There are a lot of nice small tractors from lots of different brands. I was looking at probably considering 11, maybe 12 different brands of tractors, from John Deere to LS to Branson, Coyote, Kubota, Massey Ferguson, New Holland, Case. I mean, you name it, I've been looking at it, I've been considering it for the most part. As I'm going through this and looking at all of them, I started thinking I don't really want something tiny. I've got probably a medium-sized compact utility tractor, and I kind of beat up on it a little bit. It's just not made to do a lot of the ground engagement, and digging, and doing the things that I'm trying to do, skidding out logs and cutting firewood. It does okay, but it really doesn't have enough weight to do some of the stuff that I've asked of it. And eventually the four-wheel drive is messed up. It is an older tractor, relatively speaking, for a compact. And so I started looking more and more towards the utility size, at least the entry-level utility size, looking for something around 5,000 pounds and up, although I have considered a few that are smaller just because of their price. But I really think that I would like to have a little bit more weight, and my tractor weighs in around, I think, 3,300 pounds before it has a loader on it or the wheel weights. So I'd like to step it up a little bit. But when I'm looking at these prices, gosh, I hate going in debt, and I don't have the kind of cash in my bank account to just go out and buy a new tractor, especially in the utility class. So as I start considering, well, what's it look like when I finance this, and how much is it going to cost monthly, and what am I going to have in 2 years, what am I going to have in 5 years, how much am I going to still owe? Yeah, I could probably pay it off early. There's a lot of things going through my mind. How much value is it going to have at 5 years, at 10 years, at 15 years? What's the parts availability? What kind of service am I going to get when I have a warranty claim, if I have a warranty claim? There's just a million things that go through your mind. And so I started trying to put everything on paper, and I figured the best way to organize it would be to jump into Excel and create a spreadsheet and compare the specs of the tractors that I'm considering, so I can start looking at not so much the color of the paint, but how do the specs compare, how does the price compare, and then really start thinking about warranty and parts availability, and how long have the local dealers been around. If you have a Mahindra dealer down the street, how long has he been dealing Mahindra? What kind of reputation does he have? And do you think he's going to last? It's actually funny because the closest Mahindra dealer that I had stopped carrying Mahindra because they didn't have a very good relationship with the dealer, or have a very good relationship with their customers in dealing with warranty claims. So I pretty much counted Mahindra off the list. Branson, I do have a close dealer, but again, parts availability, I don't know that would be the best thing to go with. So I started looking at several different tractors. Leaned a little bit towards John Deere for a while, and then Kubota. I originally, at first kind of putting this together, I really started liking the Massey Ferguson and what they had to offer. Several different models, especially the ones that do not require a diesel particulate filter to burn clean enough to pass the Tier 4 standards, and so they don't have a regen mode, and that's less to work with in the future, less to have to deal with something going wrong with the regen mode or diesel particulate filter and all the stuff that's on there for the emissions. If it burns clean enough on its own, hopefully that's a lot less maintenance in the future. So I was leaning towards Massey, and then I looked at Coyote. There's one, gosh, just about every dealership, every brand has a dealership within 60 miles, and most of them have a dealership within 30. I think the farthest one is now Mahindra at about, well, it's less than 90 miles away, but most of them are either 30 or less. So, all right, let's take a look at the spreadsheet. So you can see how I've prioritized some of the information. Obviously, you've got some manufacturers to the left, the model number. I'm only considering four-wheel drive tractors with loaders. I don't like hydrostatics, at least not at this point in my life. Maybe I will later. I'm not interested in a cab because I have a lot of trails and I don't want to bust the glass out. So that puts me on four-wheel drive, open station, with a loader, and I want a shuttle shift. Now, if it can be a power shuttle, even better, but I don't mind hitting the clutch at least for now. Looking at the pricing, looking at the weight, how close is the dealer, what kind of horsepower do we have, and the PTO horsepower, is it pretty efficient in the driveline? The loader lift capacity at the pins to full height is what I'm considering most important. The 3-point lift at the eyes, and some of them only list information at 24 inches from the eyes. So however you want to look at that in a comparison. I did try to color code these, with green being, some of the top 1, 2, or 3 specs, yellow being kind of just below what I perceive to be kind of average, and the red being kind of at the bottom of the list as far as that particular spec. That doesn't mean it's a bad tractor. It might just have a lower lift capacity with a 3-point hitch, or the weight is a little bit lighter. Now that's one of the things that I want to consider the most. So I don't want to get something that is the lightest tractor, but again, if it's a good price point and I believe that it's a good fit for me, maybe that's something I will make a sacrifice on the weight. I don't know. But here you can look at the spreadsheet and you can see that I am starting to do some homework. I would like to do a comparison video with pictures of the tractors, what I like best about them and what I don't like. So maybe we'll see more out of that in a more professional type of presentation of the different manufacturers and the models that I was most interested in. All right, let's see if we can get out of here. About a half of a trailer load behind the four-wheeler on, depending on the area, 4 inches of snow with some ice underneath. See if I can get back up the hill. Not looking good.